Hi, everybody. My name is Elaina Michael, as Josh mentioned, and my company is Refont Ventures. We are once I get it up here, I am in control. Okay. Yes, my company is Refont Ventures. We are a grant writing consultancy focused on regenerative agriculture. We're on a mission to accelerate regenerative agriculture through grant writing and funding. I know that is a mouthful, but we'll get to all of the details here in a bit. Where did this start? Well, my brother and sister and I, while we are very close today, we're not always as close. In 2014, I received a disturbing phone call letting me know that my brother, my middle brother, between my sister and I, had OD'd on heroin and was in the hospital. If it weren't for the wilderness recovery program that was available to him, he may not be with us today. Fast forward to 2022, I had just secured my first federal farm-to-school grant for a nonprofit farm that was my client. Through this experience, I witnessed students in this rural community that had never been out to a farm, may not have ever tasted the foods that they were able to taste there, getting that experience. I realized that this choice may not have been available to them had I not been able to secure this federal grant. So, all of these experiences have led to the reason why I started this business. Children, especially, deserve access to healthy, nutrient-dense foods. Over the past 50 years, our nutrient density in our foods has declined by 25 to 50%. That is unacceptable to me because I love food. And secondly, all people deserve the ability to be outside and learning how to grow their food and where to source their foods locally. These are easy ways to prevent chronic disease like obesity and heart attacks. And currently, the 95% of the $4.5 trillion that we are dumping into the healthcare industry are going to treat symptoms only. Lastly, the farmers and ranchers that produce the food that we all in this room consume every single day have been robbed of the ability to choose how to farm better. That ability is being robbed by corporate agriculture. The Rockefeller Foundation reported on the true cost of food, which is 3 times the amount Americans spend on food annually. What does that mean? That means that the additional costs are being absorbed by our health, the environment, and climate. So the problems that we are solving are an environmental and ecological disaster on our hands that for decades has been ignored because we never put nature or our human health on the balance sheet. Why? Because we were never educated to do so, and now we reap the financial burden of the damage that has been done. So, to ensure that the anticipated trillions of dollars that are going to be addressing this issue in the coming years by governments, philanthropists, investors are going into the right hands at the right time to make the greatest impact, that's where we come in. We provide a roadmap for agricultural producers, organizations to be able to put their dreams on paper while increasing their chances of getting those dreams funded. Our holistic approach ensures that our clients are left with an asset that's not only a grant proposal, but allows them to improve their business plans, their finances, their operational strategy, and even loans. Our particular area of expertise is in facilitating connections and building partnerships, which are essential pieces of successful grant proposals. And lastly, our third-party perspective provides a critical look at a grant proposal that an organization may not have internally. They might lack the ability to see the minutia that is important to a grant reviewer. So what does working with us look like? Well, we like to start with a discovery call to get to know you and understand what services would best serve you. So first off, it starts with basic consulting. And for clients that are grant ready, we can help with developing the grant proposal. And then for some of our more advanced clients, this might include some long-term funding development. So ultimately, who do we exist to serve? You guys, the consumers, and the land that takes care of all of us every day. But how are we doing that? By directly working with the visionary leaders, agricultural brands, and the farmers and ranchers that are putting this food, putting a good foot forward for all of us. And lastly, let me introduce you to my team. You know me up there, Elaina, Michael, and Hannah is my awesome teammate and grant writer. Below are our partners, Juan, who helps us with funding strategy, and also Licia, who is our brand and design specialist. So I get a lot of questions. What can I do? I'm just a consumer. Well, you can do a lot. You can scan this QR code, which is helps you to subscribe to our newsletter. Please share that seriously, because we share about the brands that we work with that you can trust. There's a lot of greenwashing out there, and a lot of these are food brands that are educating the farmers and ranchers that produce the food that then they put into the stores, which I am seeing more and more of that at my table. I've got a few samples. But yeah, so if you subscribe to that newsletter, you'll be able to get updates on those brands and also on what we're doing and what's going on with the food industry that we are all a part of. And then there's some other info. So thank you for being here today and listening to my presentation.